Alrighty, we are live. Just setting up a little bit. So today we'll be talking about Vata Dosha. So it falls under Ayurveda, which I explained yesterday. It's one of the primary doshas in our bodies. We all have all three going through our bodies. Just gonna wait a couple of seconds and then we'll get started. Instagram is telling people to come on and watch the live. So just gonna wait a second. All right, so Ayurveda defines that there are three doshas that are the primary functions of the body. And it's in not all three of us, it's in all of us, all three. And each person has their own unique blend of this. So the dosha levels control the life processes in the body and the mind. And so when a person's dosha levels are not in equilibrium, so they're not in balance, it can lead to many diseases and disorders, and you're out of your natural and healthy proportion. So today we're just going to be talking about Vata. Tomorrow I'll talk about Pitta, and then the day after about Kapha. So Vata is the air, the dry, the light, the cool elements. It's responsible for all, stuff's coming up on my phone, but it's responsible for all action in the body, including movements of the body and the mind, sensory impulses, motor regulations, breath, removal of waste, so speech and pumping of the heart. It's also the energy that's which is linked to the Agni, which is digestion, which allows for the absorption of nutrients as well. It also controls the mind, breathing, blood flow, heart function, ability to get rid of waste through the intestines. People with Vata, they tend to be thinkers. They're physically either very short or very tall. They're very quick. They talk a lot and talk very fast. They have a short attention span, short memory. They tend to have trouble maintaining weight and have like a varied appetite. They're energetic and they tend to blink a lot. So I find that a Vata person is very easy to spot. I really like observing what kind of person someone is, and Vatas are just so easy. So the interesting thing about doshas is that they're also linked to the seasons. So in the northern hemisphere, the season shifts from warmer to moist, tending towards like dry and cool in autumn and winter, and this is known as the Vata season. So Vata is composed of air and ether, or air and space, and its qualities are transportation and movement. So Vata is considered the king of the doshas because it also energizes the other two. The Vata is primarily in the abdominal cavity, below the navel, so the colon, the pelvis, pelvic organs, as well as the thighs, skin, ears, brain, nervous system, and lungs. The ancient texts, so the Vedas describe Vata types as not stout, but thin with low weight. A Vata type has prominent bones and veins, and with cold and dry skin. So the Vata person tends to be hyperactive with a weak immune system, so they can get sick quite often. They're quite erratic in appetite and sleep habits. So I'll go into more details in a little while about this. But according to Ayurveda, for optimal health, a Vata person or a Vata dominant person should follow a regular routine, manage stress through meditation and other calming activities, and maintain a warm body temperature by avoiding cold weather and they should be consuming warm drinks and food. Like another one, because they're the air element, if they're sitting in the wind, it really aggravates their Vata dosha. Also very interesting. So Vata dominant individuals tend to have the following qualities. So they tend to be slimmer built, lightweight, very tall or very short, quick moving, like their mind and their actions. So they're like blah, 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 all the time. They blink a lot. They're doing like 100 things at once. They're always doing something. They also have thinner skin, hair, and they're prone to dryness. So maybe their joints are dry. Another one is like the clicking of the joints. It's just that could also be related to Vata. So in terms of their face, so Ayurveda goes into a lot of detail on like how someone looks as well. And if they have like an oval, narrow face, small eyes, this all could be a Vata person. Their appetite tends to vary, and they like one of the main problems as well is constipation, because they don't have this lubrication in their body. It's very dry, so then their digestion is a lot slower. There's no lubrication. They tend to also have insomnia, so they sleep lightly. They might be waking up a lot. They have troubles falling asleep, or they dream a lot. They have a lot of dreams. They're drawn to creative activities, dance and travel, like just on the move all the time. They could have brittle nails as well, so they have like cracks in them, or they break easily. They're all, like I said, multitaskers, and yeah, just naturally slim people. So in terms of their mind, Vatas are creative, enthusiastic, they're quick to learn, active, they're also very sensitive, they're quick to feel and express their emotions, and they can easily adapt to change into new environments. They're also very open to learning new things, but on top of this, like the negatives, I would say, not negatives, but like they tend to be more forgetful. They have anxiety, unstable moods. They can get overwhelmed very easily. And then the cold, like if they're cold, it aggravates their Vata. It could lead to trouble sleeping, irregular appetite, and yeah, again, poor circulation in their body. So they can feel cold a lot. So how do we detect a Vata imbalance? While some of Vata's qualities sound like imbalances, such as dry skin and things like interrupted sleep, it's also something that, can be related to just our lives. And it's not inherently a imbalance. So all of the doshas have certain qualities which we learn to balance through the Ayurvedic guidelines. So understanding one's constitution, so the mix of the doshas, is key to determining which of the guidelines are most crucial. So maybe you are a Vata Pitta person, so you also need to be aware of that. Anyone can experience a Vata imbalance, and although like the Vata dominant individuals are more prone to them. So if your Vata is naturally higher, then you're more likely to experience the imbalances. But of course, like anyone can experience them depending on their lifestyle and what they're doing. So signs of a Vata imbalance include this dry skin, hair, lips, ears, joints, all of that. Dry, also internally dry, like I said, constipation, but also bloating and gas, dehydration, dry and lightness of the mind. So you might be very restless, you might be feeling dizzy, ungrounded as well. So they also feel cold, poor circulation, cold hands, muscle spasms, and if we go even deeper, like asthma falls under it as well. A very dry chest. Roughness, so again, like dryness of the lips and the skin. And excessive movements, anxiety, fidgeting, agitation, muscle twitching, palpitations, things like that. So how do you balance your Vata, right? So a combination of the following can be done to bring the Vata back into balance and prevent it from increasing. So hydration, I know it sounds really boring, but hydration is really important for Vatas for that lubrication. Because especially if it's dry outside, like here in the Netherlands, it's been a very long winter. It's May, and end of May or mid-May, and it just feels like it's still winter. It's cold, it's dry, and so we need to be drinking more. We need to be lubricating the body, so putting oil on your joints, moisturizing, things like that. Also staying warm. So drinking warm water, not cold water. Either in Ayurveda they say no ice water, just warm or room temperature water. And this is great for pacifying Vata. Hydrating the skin, like I said, so self massages with warm oil, something like sesame oil or almond oil, something like that. And then also, if you wanted to do like internal treatments, also oil in the body, up the nose, or more in your food. Reducing the amount of astringent, dry, light, cold, raw, processed food is also important. Eating more of the sweet, sour, salty, and warm and cooked whole foods, this is more important as well. Things like pumpkin, sweet potato, beets, carrot, zucchini, all that like comfort, warm, stewy kind of food is great for balancing or pacifying Vata. And then also if we go further, we can also get like grains, legumes, nuts, quinoa, almonds, walnuts, pecans, cashews. These are also all very beneficial. Another one for Vatas, it's important to remain on a schedule and a routine. So having a routine in place that you can follow. Because you're so sporadic and you're all over the place, it's important to bring yourself back, stay on track, do one thing at a time, and check it off the list. So a list of activities to do, a to-do list, is a good one for Vatas. And that also regulates their sleep. So one of the things that I mentioned earlier is like lack of sleep is a big one. So we also need to, find a routine, go to bed on time. So go to bed at 10 p.m. Whether it's laying in bed, reading a book or something, just make sure that you go to bed on time and you wake up on time. And also eating at a certain time of day. Because Vatas tend to just grab a snack here, there, or maybe I'll skip lunch, but I'll have dinner and done. They don't really have a set routine for their food, so it's important that you start setting a routine for your food. You eat every day at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock or whatever it is that you do. And so another one is exercising. Because Vatas are already so energetic and then it's important for them to calm down, come back to the earth, ground yourself. So just focus more on the relaxing side to things. So honor your body, find out what it needs, gentle workouts to calm the mind and the body. So yoga is a great one as well, and meditation. So for a Vata person, meditation can be quite challenging because it's sitting down, it's calming down, it's breathing. So for them, meditation can be quite tough, but we need to remember that meditation is not only sitting down in silence and closing our eyes. We can also do chanting, we can do moving, we can do different styles. We can move our arms during meditation. It's more about quieting the mind, accepting the thoughts, letting the thoughts come, but not having this like monkey mind. It's just like calming down the mind, things like that. Maybe focus on a mantra, find a mantra that resonates with you and just chant that over and over again in meditation. So Vata levels, so the Vata aggravation, so the higher Vata can be helped to be reduced by yoga, lifestyle, herbals, drinks and things like that. So chamomile tea or chamomile, however you want to pronounce it. And it's important, especially during the winter months and the colder months when the climate is cold, for the Vata person to take more care of the heat, the warmth, the comfort, the stews, the soups, things like that. Staying warm is important for Vata. And that's also important for the natural function of the body. So, like this constipation that I talked about for Vatas, that is a problem that they have. And so, making sure that you're drinking and eating warm foods will also help with with digestion. And so, yeah, any disturbances in the body can be because of an imbalance of one of your doshas. And so an imbalance in Vata can be like dryness of the skin, the scalp, bloating, constipation, things that I've already mentioned. So Vata can be brought back to normal in a person's body through a healthy lifestyle and food habits, as mentioned above or earlier. So if you have any more questions, feel free to pop them in the box or send me a message. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Pitta Dosha, which, yeah, also very interesting. I hope you were able to relate to some of this today if you're a Vata person, someone who's sporadic, has 1,000 thoughts. And yeah, that's it that I wanted to share today. And I hope you have a wonderful day today. And see you tomorrow for Pitta Dosha. I almost forgot. All right, bye.